Hey folks, it's Jared Mananen from the website TahoeTrailGuide.com. I'm going to be honest, I don't know about the skiing today. I had high hopes, but somewhat low expectations. So we'll see how long I last. And the reason being is just this snow is looking really wind scoured, icy, a lot of natural debris like dirt and rocks and roots and trees, all that stuff. So it may be a pretty short day today. So glad that I had high hopes but low expectations, because today's ski quite challenging and not super fun. I hate to admit it, but this is all icy and wind scoured snow that's dangerous. We got a bunch of rain yesterday at the lower elevations, and I was hoping that we were going to get snow here at Carson Pass. I'm on the north side, so in the direction of Red Lake Peak and Little Round Top, but I'm not going much further than this because there's a lot of dirt and ice and rock. So I agree that this landscape is absolutely beautiful and dramatic, but man, this is brutal skiing out here. Combat skiing, I'd call it. Definitely not super technique oriented, other than the fact that I'm getting a lot of practice side slipping, and in the process developing a couple of cramps in my feet, but almost down. With the hard snow, the big mistake that I made today in coming out was not necessarily coming out, because we can't always have the best days on skis every day. But the problem is I'm wearing my widest cross-country skis. They're 112 millimeters wide, and on firm snow, they're just an absolute bear to manipulate, at least edge control wise. That is, just I have to angle my ski so much in order for that edge to grab. So yeah, they're really fun when the snow is over 6 inches deep, and that's kind of what I was hoping for when I came out here today, but that's not the case. So now I'm stuck really having to put a lot of effort into angulating those skis and my body so that I can actually save myself from just sliding down the hill. But you know, like I said, we don't always get the best days to ski. We have to embrace what we have and work with it. And if you ever do find yourself in a situation, I highly recommend becoming proficient at doing the herringbone, at side stepping, side slipping, and doing the snowplow, because with light touring gear, cross-country ski gear, that has that pronounced camber to it so that it keeps the grip zone off the snow when we glide. It's pretty challenging to deal with those really hard and firm icy situations. So combat skiing is what it is, and you know, it's still a beautiful day out here. I don't know if you can hear in the background, there's that little tweet, tweet, tweet. Kind of sounds a little bit to me like a rusty gate just swinging slowly in the wind. But that's a Townsend Solitaire, and I've been chasing one around this whole time I've been skiing because I'm actually participating in the Tahoe Big Year, which is a birding fun competition just to see how many species of birds you can see within the calendar year. It just started on January 1st, 2021, and it'll go to the 31st of December. If you live in Tahoe, give it a shot. It's pretty fun. Just look up the Tahoe Institute for Natural Science. They're the ones that are hosting this project and this fun competition. But anyway, part of the rules to that is actually seeing the birds, not just hearing them. There's certain species that I can't identify by sound, but that's not part of this particular competition. So I keep chasing that little Townsend Solitaire all over, and I just need to see it. If you could hear that rant, 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 rant sound, that was a Clark's Nutcracker, and I did see one of those earlier. So that's two species, but I still need to find that Townsend Solitaire before I call it a day. That said, lessons for today: be flexible. Oh, there goes the Clark's right there. But again, lessons for the day are to be flexible when you're out there, be patient with yourself, embrace cross-country skiing in all conditions, even the semi-unfun and dangerous ones. Obviously, take precautions and be careful while skiing, but don't necessarily let that be a major barrier to you going out, because again, who knows, maybe you don't get so many great days on skis just because the weather doesn't cooperate and your schedule doesn't line up. So you pretty much should take what you can get and be grateful. You know, just like I'm grateful. I had high hopes for doing all kinds of fun turns today, but it's okay. And just being out in nature, and in this particular forest or particular aspect of the mountain has such amazing junipers, just like this one right there. I mean, that thing is huge. It has all kinds of wolf lichen, and there's actually massive amounts of brown-eyed wolf lichen, which I don't actually know what that is yet. I just know what it looks like. So long story short, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any feedback or questions, post it in the comment section below, and then check out TahoeTrailGuide.com for more information. As always, I appreciate you watching. Take care, everyone. Okay, so I just saw that Townsend Solitaire. He was perched on a branch back behind me, just sitting there staring at me, taunting me. But I saw that, and then lo and behold, there was like 24 American robins that just flew by, which is not rare, but it's definitely time for them to be flying south. So that was kind of nice. So I got 3 more species today observed, and that brings my tally as of January 5th to 11, which is not huge by any means, but realistically there's only 315 bird species in the Lake Tahoe Basin. I saw a summer tanager. I had a first sighting of a summer tanager in the basin last summer, so you could say 316, but that was probably a total fluke. But regardless, 315 species isn't a ton, so I don't know that I'll actually see them all in one year. I highly doubt it, because there are some super rare ones. They show up very casually, so I don't anticipate that. But honestly, if I could get in the realm of like 200 species, that would be awesome. Anyway, treasure hunting in nature.